Hi everyone, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to make a quick batch floral gift set using embossing folders. Now I have 3 embossing folders here. I have Sunflower Bundle 3D, I have Peaceful Poppies 3D, and then I also have Fairy Tale Florals 3D, and you will see I do add daisies into the mix as well. But I have this piece of inexpensive, somewhat lightweight cardstock that's kind of like a light beige color, just showing it to you compared to the white card base. And here are a couple photos of the finished cards. So these came together really quickly. I feel like this would make a really nice gift set, maybe for a teacher or a hostess gift or even a stocking stuffer. But I'm going to cut down these 4 panels that are A2 size. I'm going to use this deckled edge die. This is a die set from Altenew. As you can see, there's a few different options here. You can get the outer one with dots and then this middle size one with a deckled edge. And I'm just lining it up over the embossing folder just to make sure that it's going to show enough of the design with this kind of cropped down deckled edge. So I'm going to use some mint tape just to kind of secure these down to the 4 panels, and then run this through off screen through my die cutting machine, and it gives this really cool deckled edge. And since I had 4 of them, that's why I decided to bring in the daisies embossing folder into the mix, just so I can create 4 different cards here. But I'm going to lightly spritz these card panels with some water, and that really helps the fibers of the paper just really take on the intense 3D embossing. So I'm figuring out where in the design I want the paper to be, and then I load up all 4 of these panels into these 4 embossing folders and then run them through again off screen through my same Spellbinders Platinum 6. And this water is an optional step. Obviously, if you're working on a panel where you've done ink blending with water reactive ink or something, then you want to be more careful and maybe just skip it or spritz the back side of the panel. But I do feel that this really does kind of give it a little bit more oomph and helps the paper just really kind of mold around that design. So I have these all lined up. I ran them through off screen, and I'm going to show you the dramatic detail that you can get. If you've watched my videos, you guys know I'm obsessed. Altenew tends to be my favorite sort of 3D embossing folder, but I do have other brands, and they're just amazing. And honestly, I have regular non-3D embossing folders too, which I will use on occasion, but I'm so drawn to these 3D ones. They're just so dramatic, and you can make such an impressive card so quickly without a lot of effort. So I'm not even going to do any ink blending. I'm not going to do anything. These are just so gorgeous on their own that I'm just going to leave them be. So I'm ultimately going to attach them all to their own card bases. I tend to batch things, so I have a lot of components ready to go, like what you see here. These are little strips that were actually stamped out, and I have all these stored in little baseball card pocket protector sheets. I have this one for my simple strips, I have one for my die cuts, and I have one for my colored critters, so like stamped out critters that are colored and either fussy cut out or die cut out. But all of these strips, all these white ones, are all from a company called LDRS Creative. This is a small business in the US. They're actually in Michigan. And I'm in Michigan, so I really like to support them. But basically, it's a really cool system where you get like one stamp that has multiple sentiments, and then you buy the coordinating die that will cut them all out in one pass. And that coordinating die will work with all of their sentiments stamps in that category. So you can really just buy the one die and then buy all the different stamps as you want them, and then you have a lot of these components ready to go like you see here. Now I have some that are cut out and stamped with like a gray, and I felt that went really well with the nice kind of subtle neutral look. It would work with black or any other color, but I felt like the gray was subdued enough that it kind of worked really well with the design. So I'm just flipping through. I have all different categories of these stamps from LDRS Creative, but I want to kind of create a nice mix because I'm thinking this would make a really good gift card set. I often give these to my daughter's teachers, or like a nice little hostess gift or things like that. So it's just kind of a nice thing to have on hand to share with other people. So here I'm just kind of figuring out doing like one that's like a thank you, basically sending happy thoughts. I got a birthday. I was kind of debating on doing 2 birthday cards because, you know, who doesn't need to have birthday cards on hand? But I'm just kind of taking my time flipping through and figuring out which route that I want to go. So this is also a nice way to kind of build up your crafty stash if you just kind of need to have cards on hand, or maybe you're part of a card drive for your church or your donate cards or something like that. So these sort of designs are sure to impress and look as if you spent a lot of time on them, but really they come together so quickly. So here I'm just showing you for one card. I'm using some tape runner just around the outer edge and the inner portion, and then I'm just going to line them up with a nice crisp white border right on this card base of 120-pound accent opaque. So this is a little bit lighter weight of cardstock, so it almost tore a little bit when I was using that tape runner, so be careful with whatever way you're going to adhere it down. And then here I'm showing you, I'm just going to put these little thin foam strips on the back of all of these sentiment strips. Now these I get from Amazon. I think you get 500 for around $10 or something. So I've never even made it through a full package yet, and I use them all the time. So I will link those in the video description box below. If you expand under the video and scroll down, you'll find all the details regarding the products that I used in the specifics. And if you do use my affiliate links, it won't be any additional cost to you, but it does help support me and my channel. So I really appreciate that. So I'm just going to remove the backer on these and place them down in various different places in the design. And then I'm just going to finish them off with these little cute resin droplets. So when the glue dries, it dries clear and it ends up looking just like these really pretty water droplets all along the front of the card. So like I said, I will link these as well below. I think these are possibly a different brand, but I have basically the exact same thing that I also got from Amazon. So I will link those below in the video description box. But I'm just struggling a little bit to flip them over and then picking them up with my jewel picker. And I tend to work in odd numbers, so I'll put, 3 on one side and 2 on the other. And that's going to finish these cards. So came together really super quickly. I love the neutral. This would actually be really pretty if you wanted to make or have a bunch of sympathy cards on hand. You could do like a sympathy sort of sentiment, and I feel like this would be a really good design for that as well. So thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, and I will catch you next time. Bye.